Today, we are going to watch two videos. The first video would be introducing a lady, a modern woman who feels like our parents, our mothers precisely, and our aunties didn't do well in their generation. She feels like as a modern woman, she is strong as opposed to our aunties whom she considers weak and lack of self-respect for themselves because she thought they didn't do well to walk out of their relationships, which she says were disrespectful. So let's jump right into watching this modern woman with her modern ideology and feminist ideology, which sells the idea that women can do without men.
No one is going to tell you this, so let me. A lot of our mothers and aunties were not virtuous. They just didn't have self-respect. They were not strong. They were weak and did not have the confidence needed to demand respect from their partners. They were not understanding or knew how to compromise. They just didn't have enough self-esteem needed to walk out of disrespectful situations from their partners. They were not heroes. They were victims of a system designed to subjugate them. So do not take a leaf from their pages. Go in the opposite direction and make better demands in your relationships.
Did you hear that? These are the ideologies of our modern women today. They are trying to feel so strong, but actually they fail to understand that life comes with challenges. No doubt today, the modern generation, the modern people, the modern women, those who say they are modern, they easily break from challenges. They easily run away from challenges. And that's what women do today. As soon as women have a small issue with their partner, they can't bear him again. We know our mothers were strong. They were strong enough to keep their marriages functioning. Their husbands, our fathers, were very proud of their women. They were supported by them. These women stood by their husbands. They supported their husbands. You would hardly hear our mothers and our aunties complain about their husbands. The focus on the growth of the family and the success of their children. But today, we find women always being victims, always complaining, not being able to stand challenging situation in their marriages. That's why marriages are breaking today. We find a woman who actually is bashing the mothers and the aunts who are giving virtuous advice to their daughters today, advising them how to stand with their husbands, advising them how to keep a long-lasting marriage till death does them part. Marriage is not a bed of roses, but it takes a strong woman to stand a marriage and to keep it long-lasting. How many marriages are breaking today because of such ideologies that we don't have to bear difficult situation? We don't just have to copy from our mothers because they were weak. They didn't respect themselves. They couldn't walk away from disrespectful situation. They were not heroines in their generation. They are not examples to be copied. These are toxic advice. Today, if a woman wants to learn anything, is to go back to their mothers to ask them how they actually stood their marriages and support their husband despite. Yeah. May we not copy such advice. May we stand as women supporting our men. It is this modern ideology that a woman does not need a man that makes society to break down today. Women are called mothers of nations because God has invested enough in them and has given them the ability to stand their man and support their husband in growth. Actually, we are called to stand by our men. We are called to back our men. We are not called to be microwave women who go to marriage today and the next day they are out. These are called microwave women who can't bear any heat. As soon as he's hot, the next thing is he's not worthwhile and she feels she's anything better. That's a big weakness. We shouldn't copy from such women who actually don't advise us on how to keep a relationship, on how to keep our marriage working despite. We're going to jump right into our next video to listen to a woman, a powerful woman who understands what it means to be a woman and how to walk in our feminine energy and not to buy into this ideology that we don't need a man. She has destroyed the feminist ideology, the ideology of modern women that says women don't need men. Let's jump right into it.
What's happening today is a radical form of a women's movement. The idea that we don't need men, that men are always and constantly, once again, the oppressed versus the oppressor. I have news for people that do identify themselves as feminists. Men are not dropped off by the stork. We are the people that have to carry men for 9 months. They are our little boys, they are our sons, they are our husbands. This country needs women to find their voices and to fight for our men, because what is happening right now is a cultural war on men.
This is a woman who is standing for men and understanding the diseases that has gripped our society today. The feminist movement has made women to grow to be haters of men. You might ask me why I am playing this video as an African woman. I have a strong reason why I have chosen to address this problem. Feminism is creeping the African culture today. We can feel feminism in Africa today, where women are actually also buying to the idea that they actually don't need men as much as men need women. African women today, some of them, especially those in the Western world, are buying into this ideology. And this ideology is gradually creeping our African culture. We find women today who are educated saying that they don't need a man. Yes. And they are trying to lay some standards, some things that men must put on the table. Like, a man must be rich like they are. A man must have succeeded in his career as they have. A man must put so and so on the table before they can go for the man. And that's why we find so many single women today. So many single mothers today. Because women are failing in their roles as mothers of nation who have been empowered by God to stand behind men and support them. We've just heard from a lady who says, we need men. We are the carriers of men in our womb. Men are not dropped like a kind of stock. Men are born of women. And so, why do same women who bring men to the world want to hate them? Why do we tend to be men haters? We are buying to the ideology that women are equal to men. We have fathers who have raised us. And why disrespect the masculine? Why demean the masculine? This is the work of the enemy in our society today, to destroy the family structure and to make women feel like they can build a society on their own without needing a man. We should help men grow, and that is what we are actually called to do. A society can't be built without a man. Men are the builders, and women are backing them and patting them on their backs to help them make this society be a better place. They are the builders, and we are supporting them and backing their backs so that they can build well, so that they can find energy to do the work that they have been called to do. so that they can feel like they have a support, and that is from the feminine energy. We have no other calling but to support the men build this society. They are called to build. We are called to support and to back them.